Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you. What's up, Melissa? Hi, Linda. Shout out to our wonderful moderators, you guys. I'm excited that you're here to catch a live too, Melissa. This was a good live to catch because this is, let's say it's our little after party. Let's call this our after party from partying so hard last night. We really had to stay up real late dealing with all manner of things. So we did have a wonderful party, and this is the morning after. So welcome to the after party as we continue to celebrate the expansion of this wonderful community that is showing up for us every single day, every single time that we go live, and that are getting informed, that are being shown receipts, that are really calling into question the sanitized corporate media narrative, mainstream media narrative that has been making a ton of cash for themselves, cashing all manner of checks for themselves, while they sit on the sidelines doing nothing. So that's what we're celebrating today, you guys. The fact that we do have that awareness, the fact that we do have a First Amendment right, the fact that we can call out corruption wherever in the hell we see it, that we're no longer under a muzzle. I think it's muzzle. I don't know. Sometimes I get the words a little confused, you guys, but it's I know Spanish, Italian, English, and Scientologies. So sometimes the brain does get clogged up, because I don't have a 16-year-old brain anymore. But we're not longer under this muscle, and we're not going to sit here afraid of disgusting corruption that we're seeing play out right in front of our eyes, you guys. And lucky for us today, the blessing is that we were made to sleep with the enemy. Isn't that great, you guys, that as children we were sleeping with the literal enemy? And unlucky for us, or lucky, I mean, you can look at it any way you want, but we know all manner of tactics that they employ for themselves to sabotage, infiltrate, abuse power, and do all manner of illegal things that are apparently very well state sanctioned and approved by not only California, but also Florida. So these people get to run their little sham, run their little osa wosa operation, and just do whatever in the hell they want. And no matter how many law firms they retain all over the country, you guys, no matter how much they pay these attorneys do love cashing the checks for themselves, but they don't like doing the heavy lifting. When it comes to reining the client in, they don't want to do that. When it comes to like telling the client to stop following the writings of a convicted, indicted felon, these attorneys that do get paid a ton of money do not want to do that. Isn't that great, you guys, that attorneys can just get paid to consult clients on how to apply the law? But in Scientology's case, as we know, the fair game policy is alive and well as we speak. And Osa Wosa is really doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down, as their crisis management wheel of corruption has no other mode. So Mike Rinder's proteges that he left behind for himself only have one literal mode. How do we continue to act corrupt and unhinged? How do we not loop in any of our many, many law firms that we have on speed dial. You guys, I don't know if you know that, but if you pay these attorneys 20, 30, 40K a month, including but not limited to all manner of, exorbitant legal fees that they do want to get paid to consult, you can have them on speed dial. Isn't that great? You can just go, yo, Robert E. Mangle, what up? But never mind that the people at the hotel don't really call their attorneys that much. The people at the hotels, only call attorneys on a need-to-know basis. Isn't that great, you guys, that you can just literally have all your, legal consultants on speed dial, but you just call them on a need-to-know basis because you know what? We don't want them to know this. Because if nobody saw it, then it must mean that we didn't get caught, which must mean that it's not illegal, which must mean that, we can just shove a cross in front of a hotel and the gullible, naive, grifting corporate media will just sit there looking like a bunch of idiots that don't even know what in the hell to write next. So we're talking now about also, you guys, a new platform of media, which is none other than Chinese-backed app TikTok. TikTok that's already been under congressional scrutiny, you guys, because their platform sounds sketchy AF to all manner of people that are saying, you guys, this is really a good idea. You guys, should we really have the Chinese government targeting all manner of minors in America? And that's what we're calling into question, you guys, because it's giving very like communistic vibes, this little TikTok app. Giving very much like Hong Kong. Let's press our button and then all of a sudden, no one can see anything. Oh, they don't want to be recorded. Imagine the Chinese government that also has cameras all over hell in China. Very a la Scientology. Very a la North MF Korea. And all it takes for the leadership of TikTok in Los Angeles is a little call from whoever in the hell their Scientology handler or advocate or whatever in the hell they want to call themselves. You guys can just go, what up, TikTok? Or maybe the hotel people don't go to that. Maybe they are using some sort of attorney calling TikTok, really calling in a favor. Oh, we would love to get a favor from y'all. We did tell the FBI that the fair game policy got canceled so long ago, but since the FBI is so stupid, naive, gullible, and idiotic, that they really did believe that despite coming out with boxes and boxes and boxes of evidence that these people keep on themselves, I mean, imagine you guys, imagine the idiots at the FBI that already have the legal precedent, that already seen that all it took for them is open a door and all of a sudden, oh, here's a box of evidence. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Ooh. And they got a quick conviction. But here we are with the fair game continuing to rage the F on. And all of these Scientology attorneys and all of these Scientology executives of RTC and OSA WOSA think they're being so clever and not getting caught on anything. Not great, you guys, that they think that they can just lie and lie and lie and be pathological liars. And they really do think that when they don't have the facts on their side, all they can do is some little payola to the LAPD, payola to the corporate media, payola to whoever in TikTok is really finding it literally to themselves to go cancel. Bye. Imagine the actual TikTok leadership knows exactly how much money were in those accounts that just magically, poof, disappeared. Poof. And they're nowhere to be found today, literally. And as you all know, we do have those receipts to show with you so that the leadership of Los Angeles TikTok, that's, here with hundreds of thousands of square footage in their headquarters, are, having a lot of headquarter footage, guys, but there's no customer service. Imagine that. They don't want to be called. They don't want to answer up to anything. But apparently, if you do pay retainers to really expensive lawyers, they will wield all manner of backhanded deals so that the censorship that TikTok has been accused, they literally have a whole Wikipedia. Imagine being TikTok leadership, you guys. They have a Wikipedia page called, I literally kid you not, Censorship by TikTok. Literally a wiki page of just that, not TikTok. Don't think it's like, oh, Wikipedia TikTok. No, censorship by TikTok. So, yeah, you guys, fair game is alive and well. The FBI is nowhere to be found except for, really answering the call of Scientology when they were making, trying to implicate Colette Cooper, trying to say that she was trying to plant the BOMB. Then the FBI was all over that. Imagine the idiots couldn't even tell that the paper that they used to grab her, because that's what they're doing, you guys. They're also trying to see what they can literally pin on us. Okay, what can we come up? What kind of fake idea can we come up with so we can lie to the court, so we can provide false evidence, so we can just, have our way with whoever challenges anything about our disgusting, despicable operation that's being done at the behest of a convicted, indicted felon that's already dead, and that the corporate media still tells us today was an American-bred god, and America should be very proud of the man who made child slavery great again. So, FBI Crimes Against Children's Unit, perhaps y'all can start typing something for yourselves. Because, no matter how many times we ask the Scientology parents to go there and get their ethics sins with y'all, they don't want to do that. They rather stay at their hotel of choice, which they are paid members to. Just double check that for yourselves, because they have a corporation, another shell corporation, International Association of Scientologists, because somebody might want to come shut us down one day, you guys, and we really do need millions and billions to make sure that all the writings of a convicted, indicted felon, God forbid, get called out, and then we lose the technology. We lose our capacity to have these unhinged hotels run with full impunity, and with everyone in America and the judicial system of America playing dumb, talking about how law and order, you guys, America really is about law and order. Well, you know what, America? You're giving a lot of law and disorder AF. How about that? That's what's on the public record. That's literally what's on the public record. That anytime it comes to advocate for children, y'all couldn't be more wanting and able and with a full straight face mangle all investigations to do with systemic trafficking of minors. So y'all really think that because the minors that are stuck in that crime can't have a shred of advocacy for themselves, y'all will never be called out ever. Well, yeah, for 74 years, these hotels, you guys, the kids have not been able to call them out. But thanks to y'all, all of our communities, from all the creators, all the people that are showing up, holding space, listening to what in the hell's going on a daily basis. Because every day is something new. Tires getting magically slashed, magically deflated. And imagine that we have had a camera on ourselves the entire time we're there. Scientology, LAPD. We haven't vandalized a shred of building. We won't even touch y'all. We're so disgusted. We don't even want to get anywhere near. We're just on the public sidewalk. We won't even cross the little line of threshold over all of that disgusting shit is going on. But meanwhile, we have two creators on TikTok, the biggest ones. Oh, was that a coincidence too, you guys? Imagine, it's not a coincidence. TikTok leadership. Okay, well, you know, we can cancel William and Jessica. No worries here. Bye. The other ones will leave on. Sorry, because you know what? They're only at 4,000 subscribers. They're only at 6,000 subscribers. So let's wait until they get a little bit more. And then we'll bye. LA Cam, bye. ECQ, bye. Hope you really enjoyed your platform, that we don't give a shred of an F what happens to you, because we do have, you know, community guidelines at TikTok that really protect the traffickers. Isn't that great, leadership of TikTok, that you are literally all about professing all manner of community guidelines, and we couldn't be more community guideline centric. Leadership of TikTok. BS leadership of American TikTok. Because imagine that, you guys. Imagine you being a Los Angeles literal citizen. And, you know, I'm sure that TikTok employees have all manner of insight into what in the hell we're talking about. Or was it all just a coincidence, leadership of TikTok? Was it all just a coincidence that the main two accounts disappeared into thin air? Was it also just a coincidence that all manner of tens of thousands of dollars have just disappeared into thin air, with y'all nowhere to be found on the record? So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks an MF lot. So you guys, well, every day is a great morning not to be in a cult, you guys. So we're still celebrating the fact that we can have the freedom to get in front of you all and expose in real time what type of fair game tactics are being literally deployed, with Scientology really thinking that, oh no, no one's going to connect the dot. No one's going to, you know, I mean, I guess they are counting on the LAPD not connecting the dot, right, you guys? Because the LAPD is not connecting a shred of dot. And they are also counting on all manner of other agencies that are, you know, roaming the streets, nowhere to be found to help a shred of child in America. So shout out to all the other Los Angeles, California, and Florida-based law enforcement agencies that, I mean, that's what it is. So today, you guys, we exposed TikTok's dark alleged alliance with Scientology. Because, you know, the little trick that they can be using right now, you guys, be like, oh no, no one in the president's office called anyone a TikTok surge. You could not be making any more of a false allegation. Okay, cool. So Susan Watson, that we know runs everything to do with celebrities, could have definitely not in any possible way, shape, or form wielded any sort of undue influence to go look up to her little stable of clients, you guys, as if she doesn't have Elizabeth Moss on speed dial. Elizabeth Moss, who really is going to take it upon herself to go blab to Jimmy Kimmel to promote whatever in the hell else. Lizzie Moss, that must be so clueless about any activism that is being done, at the behest of minors and kids. Because, no one wants to save you, Elizabeth Moss. Nobody owes you that. Nobody cares what you want to do as your full-grown adult self, as your white privileged woman, entitled, glorified, little Scientology princess that you always were inside of those hotels with celebrity center people, kissing your you-know-what since you were a child. So glad you had a wonderful, amazing childhood in your little Laurel Canyon home while kids were stuck inside of a roach-infested hotel, sleeping on the floor. So again, you guys, all of you that want to come save everybody, well, you know what? Some people don't want to be saved. And that is what is on the literal public record. That's not our opinion. That is their choices being made on a daily basis. Every day, these people have a choice, and every day they make that choice. And just like Charles Manson's followers said, after they did go to jail, after they did spend 60 years thinking about what in the hell they did come up with that little lesson for themselves, learning choice at the most horrific cost. Isn't that great, you guys, that these adults can learn, choice, a choice. Freedom is a choice. You are free to choose A or B. Which one do you want to choose today? But imagine that, no shred of child inside of those hotels has any clue that that's even a possibility, because we were told never speak, never complain, never talk to anyone on the outside, never talk to the police, definitely never talk to any lawyers. Don't read the Constitution, because just read L. Ron Hubbard, because he really has your back. So, yes, alleged alliance, Scientology. Alleged. Who knows what in the hell? We're calling out what in the hell we are smelling. But, we're smelling a rat, but that's all we can really tell you right now, you guys. This association that goes beyond the ethical breaches, endangering children, stifling free speech, and displaying a blatant disregard for corporate accountability. This isn't just a cause for concern, leadership of TikTok. It is a call for immediate and severe action. Firstly, the collaboration between TikTok Los Angeles leadership and alleged possible collaboration with Scientology, a notorious organization implicated in international child trafficking, as we speak from our own experience, TikTok's leadership. So before y'all go, well, yeah, but they haven't been indicted and convicted. Well, we didn't say they've been indicted and convicted of that. Go check how hard it is for a child trafficking victim to ever even be heard. Go check the record so y'all can really go see if you can really continue to blame it on us that didn't wake up fast enough to be like, oh, our parents put us in harm's way. Our parents were fully implicated. Our parents acted with full impunity. Our parents have been literally aided and abetted by this United States government to take tax write-offs for me ending up inside of a hotel as if my parents didn't pay $45,000 for me to be a literal child interrogator at 12 instead of being in school. That's all they had to do, you guys. They should have transferred those $45,000 that we're spending in Debbie Cook's hotel and put them in a school where I could have just been educated. And, at 21, I could have decided if Scientology was really going to be the thing for me or not. Because imagine that in America, I was told I couldn't smoke. God forbid, America lets me smoke before 21. Never mind that at the hotel, we were smoking at 12 because nobody cared. Nobody went inside the hotel. So for a very, very long time, at the beginning of my 2 years there, actually come to find out I was smoking. because everybody was smoking. So we thought we were so cool and adults, and everybody was just like, you just get on a break and everybody wanted to smoke, smoke, smoke. So yeah, isn't that great that I had all those freedoms, you guys, in this country, as I was literally being lured and groomed to become their apparently very willing slave. Because apparently in America, you can sign up to be a slave with full consent inside of hotels that put a cross in front of their hotel. Back to TikTok, you guys. This platform endorses the identity that we're questioning here, the identity of Scientology, that is mired in allegations of gross child abuse. And it's not just really a lapse of judgment, is it, you guys? It's more like a betrayal of trust that users place on TikTok. It's like a betrayal of trust. All mothers and fathers that go, oh yeah, well, TikTok, that sounds real child friendly. I'm going to trust that platform. I'm going to really put my underage 12, 14, 15-year-old to dance around in skimpy clothes, because guess what, you guys? Those videos don't really get taken down that often. They go all manner of viral before maybe some community line here and there does, oh, no, that one, no. But yeah, TikTok is a studio looking for talent. I've said they didn't just blow up Charlie D'Amelio, and oh my God, wouldn't you want to be her with 100 million followers? Wouldn't you really want to be Charlie? Isn't she so talented? Isn't she so famous? Isn't that great that she's so famous? Isn't that great that you can just go to an algorithm and go, Charlie D'Amelio, send her all the traffic. Oh, no, it's the algorithm, you guys. It's all organic. I forgot. I forgot it was all organic. Okay, so diving into TikTok's documented involvement in censoring content. And this is where we get to one of our little receipts that we prepare for ourselves, you guys. Here it is, the famous Wikipedia that does have some information for us. Here's a perfect example of the public record that we can read for ourselves. So let's really just maybe take a look at some of this, because there's just so much here. Sorry, the letters are so small I can barely read this, you guys. Let me see if I can expand this, because it's giving me a headache already. So yeah, so censorship by TikTok, and not to be confused with censorship of TikTok, you guys. Shout out to Wikipedia. I think that's a perfect joke to introduce this joke of a platform. So let's see what it says. Okay, you guys, here it is. There is evidence that TikTok has down-weighted the post of topics deemed sensitive by the who? The Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party. Topics alleged to have been censored by the platform include the Uyghurs genocide, the 2019-2020 Hong Kong protest. Oh my God, you guys. Imagine that. We just find ourselves a pattern. The Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government is really pressed when it comes to protests. So they do have a pattern of really not liking that type of content ending up on their platform. Well, that's great. It's really, really great. TikTok leadership of Los Angeles, y'all are not Chinese. So by all means, let us know how it works when you're not Chinese, but you are Chinese. Because this is what it's giving. So your platform already known for literally not wanting to share any content to do with protests in Hong Kong, and also for the Indian border dispute. So foreign political leaders, LGBTQ people, disabled people, and Black people. Censorship by TikTok. Imagine you're an American and you work for these people. You guys imagine the leadership of TikTok that, y'all, it's on your literal wiki page. So if you went to go get a job there at TikTok, you must be a complete bumbling idiot that didn't go check. I wonder what TikTok's all about. Then wiki page. Damn. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the weeds of any of this, you guys, and I don't even know if we're going to have time, to be honest, but y'all can read it. But here, we would love to hear from people that work at TikTok how y'all's platform is being called out literally on wiki page, Wikipedia, for, you know, being all about suppressing and alleged censorship of your platform to do with LGBTQ plus people, disabled people, Black people, minorities, people that want to protest. Damn. And then look at this part, you guys. Let me just, I don't know if you can really honestly read it, but let's see. Here is the purple thing that you see here, you guys, this purple thingy. It says TikTok has also removed or omitted information from its services to comply with company policies, legal demands, and government censorship laws. TikTok responses to claims and censorships have varied. Responding to the platform has attempting to protect users from bullying. Whoa. Arguing that certain instances were the result of human error. And last but not least, stating that such incidents were the result of algorithm mistakes. Well, that's so great, you guys. I think that just clarified every question we last had. It's just all an algorithm mistake, as everything at TikTok is so organic and not influenced on the back end. Because that's how programming works, right, guys? Like technology is just hoo ha ha, do your magic, really show us. It's giving a lot of like fake magic tricks that we did learn in Scientology. You guys, that's what this is literally giving. So here you go. Political censorship. All of this info about all manner of political censorship things recorded here. 2019. Present. 2020. Here. June 2020. Here. November 2020. Also right here. January 2021. Here. TikTok banned Trump-related content deemed to be inciting violence. Then in 2022, German newspaper reported that automatic subtitles in videos containing the terms re-education camp and labor camp were replaced with asterisks. Isn't that great, you guys? That we were literally in a literal re-education camp, one run by a radicalized, disgusting pig named L. Ron Hubbard and all matter of his proteges. So, then we wonder why we're running into a little hiccup. So here we go. In 2023, banned from TikTok for, look at this one here, you guys. In 2023, Ernest Cantor Freedom was banned from TikTok, but then subsequently restored when the CEO, Shou Zhu Shu, testified before the U.S. Congress. So literally, there's a lot of info here, you guys, and we'll put it in the description below or just GTS it really quick for yourselves so you can really see all about little TikTok's history of also apparently being all about the fair gaming. Isn't that great that multi-billion-dollar companies with all manner of lawyers, because that stupid argument was brought up by somebody, you guys, and said, yeah, Serge, well, you can't tell a private company what to say or do. Sure, but if it's a company that is targeting kids, just like Scientology, we are allowed to state our opinion. Breaking news. Breaking AF news, you guys. We are allowed to connect the dot and call out the leadership at TikTok Los Angeles. I mean, that's before we have to call out on this, CEO, Shou Zi Shu. That went all the way to testify to Congress. We'll have to probably do a reaction video on that as well to see what kind of under the oath statements have been made by Shou Zi Shu. Right? So there is an egregious contradiction between TikTok's supposed commitment to freedom of speech, because they do talk about that, you guys. Oh, we want everyone to really express themselves, you guys. We really want, teenagers to be dancing in skimpy outfits. And yeah, freedom of speech protects people to do whatever in the hell they want. But we're just seeing a bit of a fake pitch that's going on. It's not making a shred of sense. So TikTok Los Angeles leadership, we implore you to please advise immediately and just by all means make it make sense. And if you didn't get the memo yet, TikTok leadership, the kids that grew up in Scientology, we have no education. We only went to 7th grade. So we literally cannot make a shred of sense of what in the hell y'all are doing there. So if you have a problem with the fact that we are just so stupid beyond belief, then call up your people in Scientology and ask them why, kids that have no shred of education are asking such dumb questions on another platform. We would never even use y'all's platform to live, because literally everything goes quick, quick, quick. Community guide violation, you guys. Because here's another receipt, you guys, and I couldn't really put it on the thing, but it's like, who literally cares? But here's another receipt just so y'all know here. Okay. Look at this, you guys. Video removed. And what was on my video? Oh, look at this, you guys. Video details at Jessica Palmadesa at Streets LA accounts got canceled by TikTok's Los Angeles leadership, citing bogus reasons or nothing to do with the censorship. This literally worked out on behalf of Scientology. So hope y'all go clear soon, TikTok leadership. And hope your Chinese bosses are happy with y'all. Nope. I guess we're bullying the leadership of Los Angeles TikTok. We're bullying other Americans that have read the Constitution, that you would hope would have had a shred of education before being hired by TikTok, right, guys? Right, HR department of TikTok, or y'all just take anyone off the street? Because by all means, let us know how that works. What type of cognitive dissonance do you have to really be all about whatever in the hell you get told to do by what it apparently is a Chinese government app targeting all manner of minors and young kids that are addicted to the app, you guys? Because I've asked TikTokers, like, well, why don't you use YouTube? At least they're a little more like, never mind that YouTube also, breaking news, you guys, canceled, gave 3 strikes to Chris without a Hellcat. Because, because we were playing that disgusting song, that nauseating, disgusting, outrageous song. I mean, as if it didn't trigger me and Laura. Flag is here. Flag is here. Yeah, flag is where we got child trafficked. So thank you, Osa. We really did get your message. Flag is here where children are trafficked in this country with full impunity and nobody gives an F. Spread your duck wings and really start flying around, quack all around. Do whatever in the hell y'all want. But more fair gaming tactics, you guys, as if they didn't put that stupid song on repeat ad nauseum because they thought, you know what would really be clever, you guys? I mean, they sit on a round table and think, how do we avert this crisis? How do we avert this crisis? How do we avert this crisis? What do we do? What do we do? That's what Osa Wosa, the literal fair gamers that do apply that policy, FBI, just so y'all cannot play. They did tell us they stopped using it, Serge. They really did tell us that. You know, Mike Rinder told us that, you know, that was a policy that was canceled, and then he kind of did use it, but then he did kind of leave, and then there's all manner of proteges still just doing whatever in the hell that policy says. So where is the change of policy after the indictment and conviction? Leadership at the FBI. Now you are all getting called out as well, because why not? It's called patterns. If y'all don't understand that patterns are an integral part of any literal investigation that you could be doing, then you know what? Go get trained by L. Ron Hubbard how to investigate. Leadership at the FBI. Go and get trained by L. Ron Hubbard. In fact, call me up and ask me what in the hell I'm talking about, because I would be glad to give you all a 2-week crash course real quick. Connect a shred of dot. This shit doesn't make sense. Okay, pull the string. Why does it not make sense? Oops, okay, this is why it doesn't make sense. Don't just take, I got told by the people. Because you know what? The people that are committing the crimes are going to want to tell y'all all manner of stuff to continue doing what in the hell they're doing. They're only pressed, they're getting stopped. They're only pressed because they're getting called out. They're only pressed because their corruption cannot flourish and prosper if it's not being aided and abetted by, you know, including but not limited to the LAPD, the Tampa Bay Times, the LA Times, all the times and the grifters and the sanitizers of unhinged, disgusting hotels that stole our childhoods, mind you, not y'all's kids. So FBI parents, don't you worry about it. There were no FBI children inside of the hotels. So rest assured that we always checked. Oh, do you have any family working at the FBI? Oh, you do? Okay, then you don't qualify. Bye. Can't help us clear a planet. So by all means, that's what we really need to understand right about now. Leadership of the FBI, as these unhinged fair game tactics just continue to play out, and y'all continue to play dumb, and the TikTok Chinese communist app just literally hires whatever Angelino wants to work for them and really be the leadership and really just go, bye. Your platform is canceled. Oh, and also all your thousands of dollars that you have here, those are also wiped out. Bye-bye. You're canceled. You're declared SP. What TikTok is doing, you guys, it's really giving that. You're declared SP. You violated our community. Please. Isn't that great that they always violate the community they pretend to really care about? So make that make sense. Leadership of TikTok right now. Because we're here to literally scrutinize the active removal of accounts belonging to Scientology activists right now. As of right now, you guys, I mean, I'm telling you, this is not, they just did 2. But the idiots thought, okay, let's just do 2 of the biggest ones at once, and then no one's going to think this had anything to do with anything. It'll just be so coincidental. You know, it wasn't like okay, they canceled this one and they canceled that one and that one had, no, 2 of just the very, very top. So wait until the other accounts grow a little more before they start canceling more, because everyone's violating their guidelines as we're literally video recording ourselves and what in the hell's going on. So these accounts vanished into the air on the same day, and this included financial sabotage, wiping away tens of thousands of dollars previously earned on this platform. An act reminiscent of the Scientology fair game that Scientology, after it got indicted and convicted for this wide-ranging criminal conspiracy, promised that they had canceled it and that they no longer would use it ever. So it really speaks to the credibility of this hotel chain that has been allowed to act with full impunity against minors for decades, all thanks to the IRS coming to their rescue. The IRS is the 3-letter agency that is state sanctioning these people, you guys. The IRS is there to hook up every last Scientologist with, including but not limited to, self-admitted felonies that they do get to launder for themselves inside of those hotels. And we explained what that means yesterday in Aaron's Live. Wishy-washy, here's a 12-year-old, Natalie Galbiati or Serge. Which one would you like today? And, you know, why don't you buy, instead of 50 hours, we'll give you a better deal if you buy 100. As long as you pay us before 2 o'clock, if you really just buy 100 hours, because why buy 50 hours with a child underage in a hotel when you can also buy 100 hours? When you can also buy 500 hours, right, Debbie Cook, or wrong? Were people allowed to buy 500 hours in your stupid, disgusting hotel that you told Dan Harris of ABC News all about how wonderful of a time you were having in there? We'll probably have to react to that video, you guys, because people are still clueless AF about Debbie Cook, thanks to the Tampa Bay Times and the corporate media that did put a ton of Tide and bleach on that woman. So that really she came out as little Miss Betty Crocker with her granola look. It's all it took to be a white woman in America with blonde hair, and then all of a sudden, everybody's critical thinking skills could have not been more compromised. So shout out to Jelaine rotting in jail because she had black hair. And shout out to Debbie Cook, who collects checks in Texas, running unhinged. Because on the monthly, that woman is like, where's my paycheck, Monique? Where's my paycheck? And imagine that that's who the ex-Scientology community was like, oh, Debbie Cook, the great hero that really did traffic all the kids, that really did oversee everything for 17 years. There is a literal federal child trafficking lawsuit against Scientology. And here, you guys, I mean, if any of y'all have not seen it yet, you know, because again, we really implore all the leadership of TikTok to check this out for themselves, you know, because especially your legal schmeagle, ridiculous attorneys protecting you, TikTok. Check this, share this with them, okay? Because pretty much everyone in our community has already been looped in on something that, you know, y'all should really just check out for yourselves. I mean, at y'all's convenience, like no rush, literally no rush whatsoever. But here we go. Leadership of TikTok and attorneys that get paid a lot of money, groundbreaking human trafficking lawsuit against Scientology. Valeska Paris et al. Versus Church of Scientology International included et al. Children as young as 10 years old were forced to do labor in service of Scientology instead of receiving basic schooling. They were isolated from their parents and endured verbal abuse for minors or for fabricated transgressions. The plaintiffs were compelled to join the crew on the Scientology Freewind ship and forced to work under extreme conditions with no way out. So imagine you're the leadership of TikTok. Imagine that this is a single GTS away. And believe me, you guys, the leadership at TikTok knows what GTS means. Google that. People that get paid to DYFR, and just type that on Google because I don't want to swear today. You guys, I'm already pressed enough. So let's just read, just a few things, because I know you guys already have seen this. I know that we've already talked about this. I know we've already covered it. Not the corporate media, so shout out to them. But we have 3 individuals who were raised in Scientology and forced to work in its service for childhood filed a groundbreaking lawsuit against Scientology's leader, David Miscavige, and 5 Scientology-affiliated corporations, alleging violations of Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act, TVPRA. The filing details the horrific mistreatments the plaintiffs endured under the control of Scientology, including forced labor, verbal and physical abuse, intimidation, and coercion at Scientology's primary hub of activity in Clearwater, Florida, for more than a decade on board a Scientology's cruise vessel, the Freewinds. The plaintiffs allege that beginning in childhood, they were required to commit to a lifetime of service to Scientology, enduring regular verbal abuse, crowded living conditions, and sleep deprivation. Children were repeatedly told that those who attempted to leave Scientology could suffer awful fates, including death. All right, TikTok, including death is what in the hell we were being told in those hotels would happen to us if we ever left. So put that on your MF notes, idiots of TikTok's leadership. Put that on your notes, circle it in red, and then put a pitch for yourselves and make it make sense. Beginning as young as 10 years old, TikTok, the plaintiffs were forced to work in Scientology's Cadet Org and Sea Org, providing unpaid and extremely low-paid labor, including landscaping. Well, isn't that great, you guys, that they're no longer employing the kids for landscaping, and now they really are using gardeners to come and blow literal air in our face as we start calling them out for cashing checks from traffickers of children? So yeah, they don't use any more landscaping because you know what? Actually, probably they got the idea from this lawsuit, you guys. They were, oh shit, because Osa Wosa was like, oh, we're getting blamed for landscaping. Well, call up a landscaping company where, I'm sure those Mexican men had all the documentation required to be American citizens, right, Osa? It's not like you would hire someone that's illegally here in the United States, right, Osa? Because, all of y'all that are little detectives, let's really check the background of these gardeners that Osa Wosa is using. Because you know what? Every time we see them, they're all Mexican. And we would love to understand if they have any papers, since, they're not really in the practice of really caring. I mean, in my own personal opinion, you guys, I don't think they give a shred of a literal F. They just went with, oh, we're getting blamed by Conswift and Graf for putting kids to do the landscaping. Let's really hire, adults real quick. Food service and janitorial work. So food service, like my cousin Jackie Rodriguez Rinder, who was literally made a waitress of the Lemon Tree as an underage minor. So there you go. The plaintiffs also allege that Scientology employs numerous psychologically devastating tactics to achieve coercive control over members, including lengthy interrogation sessions in which individuals who have been abused are compelled to take full blame for those abuses and agree to make amends to their abusers. So right about now, you leadership of TikTok, this is on y'all. Literally, this is on y'all, because this is all a Google away for all the people that you hire in those immense buildings that you got for yourselves here in Culver City. That what are they getting paid to do if they can't even Google what's on the public record? If they don't have a shred of like, well, let's really just check if we have a shred of spine. Let's just really check real quick. Oh, they're having kids do this beginning at 10. And yeah, we were forced to make amends to our abusers, you guys. I mean, if somebody essayed you there as a minor, you were told it was your fault. You were told that, you know, you're both implicated. So they were very fair, right? Debbie Cook, you were very, very fair. You are implicated. You are implicated. You went out to D. You went out to D. You are a child, but you are an adult. You are an adult, but you are a child. Because that's how these infantile degenerates get treated inside of those hotels, you guys. What do you guys think, literally kid you not, was Debbie Cook's motto inside of those hotels? Flag is here, and flag is also the friendliest place on earth. Well, yes, friendliest place on earth for literal self-admitted PEDOSs. So just put that on your notes, TikTok, because friendly AF is what these Scientology hotels truly are. They couldn't be more friendly. They couldn't be more wanting to turn all adults into children playing a game. This is all a game, you guys. L. Ron Hubbard told us this is a game. Are y'all ready to play a game? Games is very high up in the tone scale. So that's why you always see them going hoo-ha in that, you know, literal stream of consciousness, hyped up for whatever reason, you guys, because all of the adults are just infantilizing themselves. That's what in the hell it's called. And, you know, they don't like to be told that because they like to pretend that they are very, very serious people really climbing up a bridge that crosses nowhere except a criminal racketeering scheme involving wide-ranging, horrendous, horrific abuse of kids, systemic and institutional. So it's not just this one and it's not just that one. Unfortunately for us, this wasn't like the Boy Scouts of America that could have been infiltrated by a bunch of, you know, opportunistic degenerates that really saw, oh my God, tons of kids there. Oh my God, no one's going to do anything to me because, you know, we can all just say we were tying knots. That's not Scientology. The Boy Scouts of America had a shred of plausible deniability. But imagine even that investigation was mangled by the FBI. Imagine that investigation, you know, has gotten nowhere and has pretty much gotten nowhere. And, you know, maybe now a little bit of something. So there, another one of those situations. So yeah, TikTok leadership, we were making amends to our abusers because we were told that we were the ones that did it and we couldn't be more implicated ourselves. Literally couldn't be more implicated. We violated their law. We violated the rule inside of the hotel, the very ecclesiastical rule where if an adult comes and assays you, it's your fault as a minor, and that the adult gets to, you know, go get, you know, interrogated, fully implicated, and then say that it all happened because they were confused. So imagine that, you guys, because what these people get programmed for in this whole pathetic theatrics of, we're really going to get your ethics in, your infantile ethics in are going to go in the minute that you go inside a hotel room and fully implicate yourself every time, place, for an event of the self-admitted felony. And then all of a sudden they'll ask you for an evil purpose, because this is the wonders of the technology of Hubbard. Was there an evil purpose or destructive intention that prompted you to commit essay on a child? They checked out on the machine. Oh, it's saying that you do. So was there an evil purpose or destructive intention that prompted you to essay a child? And the person goes, oh yeah, to essay all little girls. And the person checks the machine again. Oh, we're going to take that one up. Was there a confusion before you had the purpose? I wanted to essay all little girls. Oh yeah, I was very confused, and they just go on a whole blah blah blah, and the sun and the moon and the theta and the energies and the matter and the space and the time. And then, okay, well, when was the first moment of that confusion? Oh, the very first moment is when I was on a spaceship back in the day visiting Xenu. Oh my God, your needle is floating. Everything is wonderful. Everything is great. Your self admitted felony couldn't be in more safer hands than that of a child, including not limited to myself. TikTok leadership. So just before you get pressed, what in the hell is this guy talking about me? I was doing that personally with a self-admitted PEDOS. So don't tell me that I don't know what in the hell I'm talking about, because you clueless people at TikTok couldn't be more recklessly clueless and paid six-figure salaries to literally do nothing inside of that big thing that you have for yourselves. For years, Scientology has exploited defenseless children and groomed them for a lifetime of servitude. Groom them. It's a grooming process, you guys. It's a grooming. They do it with dolls. They do it with courtrooms that look like you're in school, because look at the little clay. Aren't you want to be so educated here? Grab a little doll. They brought my own grandmother to groom me. Think about that. So all of you that want to save every last shred of senior in there, the seniors are implicated themselves. My own grandmother was a groomer. She was a supervisor. She was there for years. She was there for almost 10 plus years. So by the time I got there, I had a good relationship with her in Mexico when she wasn't doing that level of grooming. But then she did go to Florida. She did sign the billion-year contract. She did get posted by Debbie Cook to be grooming everybody. And, she was a very lovely lady. You would think she didn't do anything wrong her whole life. And did she intend to do that or not? I don't care to comment. How am I going to get into her mind? Was she scammed? Yeah. Was she implicated? Yeah. So those two things can be true at once. And we're mature enough to be able to reconcile the facts and not have to take it personally. Trust us. Today, we're not pressed. Today, we just see what it is and, okay, oh, well, my grandmother was a groomer for years. And it was very easy for me to think if my grandma's doing this, then it couldn't be that I'm all part of a scam. Because, yeah, our love as children for our parents and grandparents was weaponized by these disgusting degenerates. Our clients were subjected to systemic indoctrination and manipulation that normalizes extremely abusive treatment. Throughout their formative years and into adulthood, they were forced to perform labor under unimaginable conditions, says Neil L. Glaser, an attorney for the plaintiffs and shareholder at the law firm of Cohn, Swift, and Graf PC. Their lives have been forever altered by this mistreatment. And that is a question that came up yesterday on our live. This is the TikTokers were asking us. You guys, it's like, oh, how do you feel now? Do you think that you will ever be happy? Well, it's a struggle on a single daily basis. You're not just permanently happy until when all your entire childhood was spent being made into a fawn, being made into a complete and utter slave for these adults so that they could have their little diluted, disgusting role play scene, hardcore AF. All Scientology parents full knowing, all of them reading the books about what was going to be done, how it was all supposed to be conducted, the indefensible power dynamics that played out day in and day out with, parents paying for us to receive this. So in what world do they have all the plausible deniability that all manner of people want to be all about advocating for? Because right about now, we would love to hear that for ourselves, literally. Like now that we're adults, try to pitch it. Try to pitch how all of our parents really did care so much. Because that's an insult to our intelligence today that we're not gullible and naive and manipulatable, because we're not here to people please nobody. We're here to advocate for the kids that are having their lives forever altered by the mistreatment that they're getting inside of those hotels. TikTok leadership. So get that through your thick skull already. Growing up in Scientology, being separated from my family and subjected to severe verbal and physical abuse has scarred me in ways that I'm still working through and uncovering. Sometimes it feels like it will never end. And all the while, Scientology continues to abuse and exploit members, including young children, and it does so with virtually unchecked power, said plaintiff Wayne Baxter. To this day, there are completely defenseless minors being mistreated by Scientology's leadership, just as I was. They are isolated from their family. They have no way to protect themselves. Leadership of TikTok. Scientology must be held accountable for the human right abuses and trauma it has inflicted without a shred of remorse. But according to the TikTok leadership, no. According to the TikTok leadership, I'm sure their algorithm malfunction, you guys, is all that is causing those two accounts, those main two accounts, to just evaporate. Plaintiff Wayne Baxter was required at age 6, repeat, for the idiots of the leadership of TikTok that don't get it, for, if you were trafficked by TikTok like us and didn't go to school and maybe cannot hear, this is the age. Here, the age 6, signing a contract, pledging to serve Scientology. And by extension, David Miscavige, and by extension, every last shred of executive doing the bidding of David Miscavige. Because if David Miscavige is Hitler, then all the other adults are his SS. So before everybody wants to go, oh, but it's only David Miscavige, if only we could really put him somewhere where he cannot harm anybody, then what? Then what? You really think that, all the other people that are doing his bidding are not doing it willingly? They sign up. They do it pro bono. They literally do it pro bono. Y'all have seen how pressed they are to not be taken out of the hotels. But all manner of people want to really take them out. And maybe if we just talk to them nice, they're really going to come out. Plaintiff Wayne Baxter was required at age 6 to sign a contract to start pledging the Scientology, by extension, David Miscavige, for 1 billion years. And then beginning at age 10, he alleges he was forced to attend expensive indoctrination sessions. Expensive AF, you guys. We've already told you. They told us it was $500 to $1,000 an hour, depending on the class of auditor that was interrogating you. So you could be like me, class 4, then it was a class 5, then it was a class 6 rate. Oh, those are class 9 rates. Class 9 and class 12 rates, Debbie Cook, how much was it? Was it close to 1,000? Or are you going to claim, no, Serge, because, if you really did buy a really big package, then we would, shove off, scrub off. Oh, it could cost you, because we have the, don't you want to go up the bridge for the rest of the eternity package that instead of costing you, $125,000, if you really do want to sign up this week before Thursday, we will shove up, we'll give you a 40% discount, but you have to do it before 2, because you know what? That package is disappearing on Thursday. And imagine that's all it took for expensive audits to be sold to adults to buy time with children. TikTok, by all means, make it make sense and tell us, leadership of TikTok, why you are so okay with all of that. So he was forced to attend expensive indoctrination sessions, audits, and the cost of which he was continuously told were recorded as a mounting financial debt that he would have to pay if he ever left the Sea Org. And, in our case, you guys, they didn't just tell us. In our case, they would make us sign an invoice. Go get your invoice. Like Debbie Cook really went with the policy for L. Ron Hubbard that said, free service, free fall, which means that if you ever give one of these audits willy-nilly to somebody for free, your whole entire hotel's gonna come crashing down and you're just literally gonna like be out of business and everything's gonna be horrible. So kids were told that there's no free service in these hotels. You're either working for them full time and you're getting invoiced in case you break the contract. I think that's called debt bondage. And yeah, as you're sitting there, you're just thinking it's all adding up. Now I'm $500 in the hole. Now I'm $1,000 in the hole. Now I'm $10,000 in the hole. Now I'm $40,000 in the hole. Imagine I came up owing them like $75,000 in the literal hole. So not only were these expensive indoctrination sessions, the cost of which he was continuously told recorded a mounting financial debt that he would ever have to pay if he ever left the Sea Org. As a teenager, Wayne Baxter was allegedly transported from Clearwater to Curacao and compelled to board the Freewinds, where his identification documents were immediately confiscated. I mean, in that ship, you guys, the level of confiscation was at another level. I mean, the ship is literally lawless AF. I mean, the ship is, in our own personal opinion, the Epstein Island on MF steroids. In our own personal opinion of going, oh, these people flew out to an island. Never mind that at least the island with Jeffrey and Ghislaine were under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Never mind that Jeffrey Epstein was doing all manner of deals with the people there to really change the laws and so that he wouldn't get implicated. Well, the Freewinds just floats the boat everywhere it wants to go. Asbestos-filled, disgusting ship that literally, kid you not, the Scientology attorneys pitch as a floating cathedral. So the asbestos-filled cathedral where all children's passports were systemically confiscated. So you, leadership of TikTok, explain yourselves, because the more we read this complaint to y'all and it's freshening up our mind about everything, the more disgusted we are with the leadership of TikTok. As a teenager, Wayne, okay, so he was forced to provide manual labor and a few breaks and little sleep. Tasks were often incredibly dangerous, such as when he was ordered to squeeze inside fuel tanks to clean them from the inside without a respirator to protect them from the fumes. When the Freewinds underwent extensive renovations, he worked more than 18-hour days and was exposed to blue asbestos and concrete dust. He was not provided any protection equipment and soon became ill, coughing up blood. And again, you guys, like the asbestos story, I didn't get up in that ship, but I did get made to remove asbestos from the Hacienda Gardens. So the asbestos and exposing underage kids to asbestos is a standard operating procedure that all these unhinged, disgusting executives would literally get off on. Their power trips of, we are so important, we're really going to clear a planet by literally confiscating the passports immediately of Gwen as a teenager and expose them to all of this, and who gives a shred of an F and cough up blood, and, you know, we'll give you an assist. Scientology cannot be allowed to continue exploiting the labor of its members and inflicting emotional and physical abuse without facing justice, said Ted Leopold, an attorney for the plaintiffs at Cohen, Milstein, and Sellers, and told PLLC, our hope is that the lawsuit will assist the plaintiffs in holding Miscavige and Scientology accountable for this egregious mistreatment. Imagine that David Miscavige is nowhere wanting to be found to answer any of these disgusting allegations, you guys. That again, the truth corroborates itself. I may not have the right to speak inside a courtroom because America has already told me that everything that happened to me as a minor could not have been more legal. But I do have, thanks to the judge that I did sit on those 2 hearings that I've gone to, the right to speak here on a microphone outside in the comfort of my house or on a street. That's all I can do. And that's fine because literally corroborating itself. I mean, I didn't remember that he put all this stuff on the asbestos, but yeah. So TikTok of leadership, take literal notes because I can second the asbestos exposure myself. My nose didn't bleed or cough, but I mean, again, Gwen was stuck in this floating, disgusting so-called cathedral. Imagine that, you guys. The second plaintiff, Laura Baxter, grew up in Scientology in Germany. So very international trafficking ring. So shout out to Germany that did try to prevent the citizens to get ensnared and then ended up getting kneecapped because, little JT and Tommy Cruise called the State's Department to tell them to back off and allow more kids to get implicated. So all of you that really want to go, John Travolta, isn't he such a great person? Well, double check your understanding of that man and see if you're not under the influence of his PR publicists that are cleaning up his image every chance they get. Paid. Okay, you guys don't think these publicists just work for free. They want to get paid quick bucks. Okay, you pay us, then we'll really get an article in Vanity Fair where we're going to really, talk about, the ups and downs of John Travolta, navigating, celebrity and fandom and blah, blah, blah. So at age 7, her mother signed her up to take Scientology courses at age 7. You guys, I mean, we were being exposed to these courses. You got it already from Relatable Reese. You got it already from Jenna Miscavige. You've already got it from Laura FM. You already got it from Ono Nora. We already got it from Liz Ferris. We all were exposed to these horrific, disgusting courses. So yeah, by age 7. By 15, she worked as a staff member for a Scientology org in Stuttgart, which required her to undergo frequent audits and security checks. Her mother eventually signed over guardianship to a senior Scientology officer after she was transported to the Freewinds. Her identification documents were also confiscated, and she was forced to do labor and endure punishments for minor or fabricated transgressions. Religious experience is what Scientology attorneys really with a straight face pitch to a court that apparently, with whatever in the hell reasons of how they collect evidence, you guys, because that makes no sense to me. How is all this evidence just taken all out of context by the court? No, that doesn't apply. That we can't even see it. We can't even think about it. But you know what? The context is the context, and we are allowed to speak to the context here to y'all, because we're not gonna be told outside of a court what we can and cannot say when we're not under arrest. That's how it works, or not, LAPD. In 2004, a prominent Scientologist celebrated their birthday above the Freewinds. Gee, you guys, I wonder who it be. Just for funsies, GTS for yourselves, real quick, because we don't even want to see that nauseating birthday video. Tom Cruise and Freewinds' birthday. And see if maybe could have been him. Because you know what? It's not written here. Because, this is not the corporate media statement that we're reading, you guys. Maybe that's why you're so confused. Why they don't just keep pitching, regurgitating every last chance that they get to talk about a celebrity. This is an actual law firm that, doesn't give an F about the corporate media either, because they don't need to. They can just write what they need to write, and then they just can do their next thing. They're not trying to get law applied by, talking to the corporate media and then, thinking that Scientology is really going to be pressed and really going to be like, oh no, we'll give you a big settlement. Don't worry about it. Here, let's make it quick. I mean, their literal COB cannot be found to be served, the papers. And their attorneys, imagine you pay an attorney thousands of dollars, and attorneys that can take service for you, that's how it works when you're represented. Don't talk to me, just give it to my attorney. He'll advise. He'll tell me. So imagine David has all of that at his disposal, at his fingertips. But apparently, he doesn't like that. And just like that, now TikTok is getting ensnared in covering up for these people. Isn't that great leadership of TikTok that you're literally just now getting ensnared and being contextualized in what in the hell we are seeing with our eyes, in our opinion, in our literal opinion, having been born and growing in that disgusting environment of these horrific people. So yeah, in 2004, a prominent Scientologist that could or could not be Tom Cruise, not named, at the celebration, the plaintiff was allegedly falsely accused of monopolizing the attention of this person. Imagine that, you guys. I told you, no child slave of these hotels was supposed to be noticed by no celebrity. You have to work in RTC. You have to work in OSA. You have to work in the president's office, or you have to be vetted by those three identities and say, okay, who are we going to put on Tom Cruise? Okay, yeah, let's go with Angie Trent's sister. Let's really go with her. Angie Trent, the woman that sent me to the hole. She had a sister called Elvira, another German, because Angie Trent was German. So here, Laura Baxter, German, Angie Trent and her sister, German, and her sister, who was literally amputated with a leg because she had a motorcycle accident when she was there as a young teen. She was the one approved to really deal with Tommy Cruise when he was around, wanting to get his training on. So isn't that great, you guys? So for monopolizing the attention of this prominent, celebrated person, you guys, she was confined to the hot engine room for 3 days and was not allowed to leave for a few, and was only allowed to leave for a few minutes at a time for meals and a few hours of sleep in her room. During her time on the free ones, she continued to endure further abuse, such as being forced to confess to alleged crimes against Scientology, having her meager pay withheld, and being confined and under constant surveillance. So see TikTok? Why can these people abuse minors, surveil them AF 24/7, and y'all are really pressed and literally canceling an account because Scientology is calling you pressed that they are getting surveilled? We're surveilling them in the open street. We're not hiding. We're not ducking. They are the ducks. We don't have to duck. We literally have a right to be on a street asking questions. But they are very pressed to literally kneecap that, and you are aiding and abetting in that kneecapping, aren't you, TikTok? You're literally becoming part of the fair game tactic against Jessica, as if you haven't literally shut off her account, with all of y'all keeping all her money to yourselves and nowhere to be found to even have a conversation. You guys, these people at TikTok don't even want to have a conversation. They don't give a shred of an F. Oh, you canceled. Bye. Violated community lines. You're declared SP. You know, fine. Fine. I mean, that's really making a lot of sense right about now. To this day, they are traumatized as a result of what they have endured since childhood, and they regularly receive intimidating phone calls from Scientologists as a reminder that they continue to be monitored. The third plaintiff, Valeska Perez, was subjected to Scientology's indoctrination beginning when she was just 4 years old. During the training, she was continued through her childhood and adolescence. She was regularly interrogated by adults who asked her about graphic questions about sexual acts for hours at a time. When she was 6 years old, Valeska's parents deposited her with the Cadet Org in England where she was then provided minimal schooling and then was forced to work for hours every day. When she was 14 years old, Valeska was pressured to go and work for the Sea Org Flagland base in Clearwater, Florida, where Debbie Cook was, except at the time, I think it was Pilar Saldarriaga or Tom DeVocht who Valeska ended up working under because she was a messenger to start with, you guys, until she got busted to become a maid under, I think, Lori Englehart. In there, among other things, she was punished for reporting having been essayed by a senior officer that we would know because that senior officer was the child of one of the men that essayed me. So let's leave it at that for now, you guys. But that's just like a fun fact. Like father, like literal son. After several years of mistreatment, Scientology's leader, David Miscavige, ordered her to be put to work on the free winds, where she toiled under extreme conditions for many years. Because of the horrors I experienced at the hands of Scientology from childhood and throughout my adolescence, I still have nightmares. Scientology is a system that is designed to perpetuate fear and continue to struggle with it and the trauma now. No person, child, or adult should have to go through the daily abuse and manipulation I face. Though bringing this lawsuit is great personal risk, I could not stand by while other countless children continue to be trained for a lifetime of slavery and abuse. TikTok leadership. So yeah, apparently y'all think that these are raving reviews, or apparently the TikTok leadership has just decided to go, oh, those just are unfounded allegations because Scientology has a great track record of everyone coming out so happy after they finish. TVPRA is a 2008 law that strengthens the federal trafficking laws established in the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, TVPA of 2000. So isn't that great that laws get strengthened and yet there's nowhere to be found that criminal investigation for the systemic, institutionalized child trafficking of minors at an industrial size scale. And all we have is a measly civil lawsuit, as if this is a civil matter, as if being exposed to asbestos on a ship really should just be when you're coughing blood with your passport confiscated. It's just, oopsie. Let's really talk civilly, you guys. Let's really just, get Scientology lawyers to play dumb for as long as they can drag this, so they continue to scare off any other attorneys that might want to take them on because, it doesn't pay to be a victim of trafficking only to have to go to civil attorneys that have to look at you like, how much money could I make of you? No way, we don't have that on the budget. The partners are not going to approve it. Okay, bye. Better luck next lifetime. Oh no, like your statutes of limitation, you really should have like woken up to the facts much sooner. You really shouldn't have waited till you're in your midlife to understand what in the hell was done. So yeah, better luck next lifetime. Bye. Or, oh yeah, we'll file this lawsuit and then here's $3 million and shut the F up and never say anything and just go be over there. So do y'all see why civil lawsuits couldn't be more useless to some of us? We got to get them on the record. I mean, there's no other, criminal investigations, because according to the FBI, according to the IRS, according to the DOJ, according to the LAPD, according to the FDLE, according to them all, L. Ron Hubbard is an American bred god. L. Ron Hubbard does deserve the full protection of the Constitution to write things on pieces of paper to erode whatever in the hell is written in that book that I barely even know. I barely even know what the First Amendment is, you guys. That's the only one I'm starting to get familiar with. And thanks to L. Ron Hubbard, I know all his policies about ethics and laws and committees of evidence and courts of ethics and KRs and all manner of laws of the hotels that I am an expert at. And today they couldn't be more useless or pathetic, infantilized pitches that all of these adults took it upon themselves to really go with. Once upon a time, we were all infantile idiots, aided and abetted by a convicted, indicted felon, L. Ron Hubbard, that told us all to wear disgusting military uniforms to run our fake army and go around the world collecting kids because they all loved the young, good-looking kids. They were all about it. They were all about having them. They were all about showing them. They were all about putting Natalie on the cover of a magazine and then all of a sudden show up with 10 men. Oh, let me pay. Let me pay, Debbie Cook. Where do I sign up? Can you give me a better deal? Can I get a better discount? What if instead of buying 500 hours, I buy 1,000? Because, you know, these millionaires, the Scientology millionaires, you guys, I mean, you think Bob Duggan, if he wants to get, you know, audited by a specific kid in there, can just go, yeah, what's up? Oh, okay, 1,000. Oh, it's going to cost me 15% more? Oh, no, then I don't want it. Billionaires, talking billionaires that are members, paid members of the hotel, paid with statuses, that they really do think that a status is all you need in order to not call it child trafficking. And according to the IRS, that is all you MF need. Call yourself platinum, meritorious, clatatorious, and then all of a sudden, you do. You have a license, you're accepted with literally slaves at the door waiting for you. Take your choosing, pick your room. What hotel do you want to stay at? What suite do you want to stay at? What penthouse? Penthouses. These people, oh yeah, we want a penthouse for when we stay here at the hotel. We really love it. So that is the questions that we have for the leadership at TikTok. Since y'all apparently have no shred of a clue what in the hell's going on in the hotels, no matter how much lives you have access to see, no matter how many things have been put on the public record for y'all to see, actual surveillance, actual footage attained legally under a First Amendment right that we do have for ourselves to be on a street asking questions and then just pointing the, oh, look, what? Why is that girl looking 16 being brought in to buy a book? Why is that girl that's 16 coming out and saying I was locked up for 7 hours and they wouldn't let me go? But according to the LAPD, all 16 years old that want to get locked up inside of these hotels are having a religious experience, and they're very pressed to make sure that the little buddies and the little frenzy-wensies of these hotels that have been bamboozling them, that have been literally treating them like complete and utter useful idiots. That's what it's called, you guys. Breaking news. Useful idiots is what Scientology is looking for. They're not looking for smart people. They're not looking for people that have a shred of spine. They're looking for useful idiots that they can implicate, compromise, and, you know, with a little undue influence, either with love bombing or threats. Pick your poison. What do you want? We can give you 20 grand, LAPD, or, you know, we can catch your cops doing, you know, something untoward. And then all of a sudden, wouldn't you want to just help us? Because, you know, wouldn't you want us to not show what we caught on camera as if we're not surveilling the entire literal street? So in what world are the cops not being blackmailed? LAPD leadership? Are y'all getting blackmailed by these people? Or are y'all just doing this pro bono? Or are y'all just too pressed to get the pay? I mean, in what possible make of sense could you really tell us what in the hell's going on? Because so far, all we have is egregious, disgusting abuse of power, all caught on tape, all the receipts there recorded, And before y'all want to scrub the record real quick with your stupid statement about how this is really being investigated by Internal Affairs, you guys, don't you worry about it. The community did raise some concerns. Y'all think that we're raising our concerns. We're not even begun raising a shred of concern, LAPD leadership. We literally haven't even begun to raise anything. If y'all think this is raising concerns, wait till the actual concerns are actually raised. Because we can't even get to the concerns because y'all keep literally injecting yourselves in our right to protest peacefully, is what in the hell is called. So for the idiot leadership at the LAPD that doesn't know, go check with y'all's legal mentors. I'm sure you have somebody in your payroll. Pay them, please pay them. Have someone consult. If y'all can do your job, if y'all are so infantile and dumb, then please go pay somebody to do y'all's job already. What are you waiting for? I mean, ask the taxpayers to maybe pay for that for y'all. I'm sure that if y'all said, hey, y'all, we're real dumb here at the LAPD leadership and we really would love to get, fundraise $500,000 so that maybe some attorneys can be retained for us at the LAPD, and then they can actually start telling us how to do our job because, we do need some charity, you guys. We will raise that money, LAPD. Tell us how much money you need. Tell us. There's plenty of people in our comments that are just waiting to see what in the hell they can do. They'll literally send you $5-10. And you know what? With all of our communities combined, we can fundraise whatever in the hell you want. So just tell us, how much money does the LAPD need to start doing its job to protect children in the city? And also you, Clearwater Police Department, and also you, FDLE, and also you, FBI, and also you, DOJ, while you're all at it, have yourselves a little conference call and a little meeting. And then tell us, the kids that were trafficked into this country were not even American citizens when we got here. We got lured to become ensnared in this disgusting hotel scheme that, contrary to popular belief, we didn't choose for ourselves. So let's see what kind of receipts they can start providing. And let's see if the, leadership at TikTok just ignores everything that's being put on the public record for everyone to see and contextualize. And the Wikipedia page apparently is going to start getting new entries added to it. Because in this year, 2024, TikTok is found repeatedly repeating the same pattern, just like Scientology, you guys. They cannot help themselves. Cannot help themselves. They're just so rotten to the core, so corrupt to the core that they just do it and do it and do it. And even the Wikipedia page of that level of disgusting reputation, where you really do have to wonder how in the hell Angelinos with a full straight face go and say, oh, I work at TikTok. Aren't I so great? Well, go work at TikTok and work at Scientology. And then wait a few years. Wait a few years until the facts start getting exposed, until y'all are getting called out for what in the hell y'all are doing inside of those corporations, keeping y'all so safe. Your legal department's working on overdrive because you know what? The more they work, these legal departments, the more they get paid. But where is the consultancy of the laws getting actually applied? I mean, maybe they need like a humanity consultant, you guys. Maybe that's what we need to actually find. Some people that can actually give them like how to be a human class, how to not just be a drone, robotic, pathetic, bumbling idiot duck that doesn't give a fuck about any kids being abused. Because that is the definition of a duck. Adults who don't give a fuck about any children being abused. And there's plenty of examples at the LAPD. There's plenty of examples in Scientology. There's plenty of examples at TikTok. So For all of you who want to be a duck, an adult who doesn't give a fuck about any kids being abused, hope you all love your little club that you're in. Because you know what? In what world does anyone want to be part of that club? Doesn't that go against literal humanity, you would think, you guys? You would think. But I mean, again, these brands lure followers, lure devoted, loyal people that get really told to do this and told to do that and have no spine for themselves. And again, it's not just TikTok, you guys. You can find that in Facebook. You can find that, as if we didn't have a whistleblower from Facebook coming out and telling us all the disgusting things that we're doing to kids. So again, it's a problem that is endemic and it's disgusting, and that all manner of people are perfectly aware. But as long as kids don't have advocates, then all of these disgusting predators get away with it. So I'll tell you guys extremely soon what we find out about this. So thank you all for watching. Oh, let me see if we have any questions before we end. Dear TikTok, why are you protecting a cult that engages in child trafficking and SA? Asking for a friend. I mean, literally TikTok asking for our friends that just lost their accounts and thousands of dollars that y'all have grifted out of their account and nowhere to be found. Just even saying, okay, well, we don't want you in our account and here's your money and bye-bye. We're going to part ways after working with y'all for 3 years. But they're not even there for that. The TikTok trends are more dangerous than protesting Scientology, yet Scientology is more dangerous than the trends. Yet the TikTok trends are still on there. See TikTok? See how the truth literally corroborates itself? TikTok is the worst. You can't do anything or say anything on that platform. So yeah, actually, we really need to go through all of this. So really, let's give them the feedback, you guys. And tell anything you want to say on TikTok. Let's literally get it out of our system. So we literally don't have to carry their disgusting corruption on our shoulders anymore. Jen, I asked why no news coverage. They said it's an LA story. I mentioned election year. What's the least crazy thing to show them? I mean, yeah, you guys, the corporate media, again, it's like all of these people that act so hoity-toity, high and mighty, that, they always have a very good excuse to really not, do anything. There's always an excuse. Oh, the reason is this. The reason it's not an LA story. It's not a this. It's not a that. I mean, as if the LA Times wasn't defunct. I mean, the idiots at the Tampa Bay Times at least have written a few articles of a few things. The LA Times is just defunct, dead, and dumb, and nowhere to be found. Serge, I believe the FBI and CIA are involved way back, like all the other churches and cults. There are other parts of the gang that are waiting to collect or pushed it to be taken down. Very, very possible, you guys. And yes, we're not saying every last shred of agent at the FBI or every last shred of agent at the CIA or every last shred of agent even at the IRS. But, in what world do we keep seeing these patterns of repeated, nonstop corruption that always gets the same pattern? Like, oh, children are involved and bungle it all up. Because, we have a lot of ways to protect ourselves, to never be held liable, and to, always come up with a million reasons and excuses why the kids that were trafficked cannot get a shred of justice. So hooray, America. Really hooray. Celebrate that. Thanks to all the efforts of L. Ron Hubbard and his disgusting proteges, they have made child slavery great again and fully legal again. So America going backwards, making literal child trafficking and slavery legal and great again. The amount of money the IIS has to be staggering. Every Scientologist relentlessly hounded to donate for memberships, not cheap. That's right. Okay. And let's remember again, you guys, like, was Bob Duggan really hounded? Because you know what? All of these memberships and awards and certificates and things that they get on the stage about, the people that really want to do it, do it. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure that there's people that do get hounded and have lesser means because these people don't give an F. I mean, they have to make money that week and that's all that matters. But also let's contextualize how there's plenty of people there that are getting tax write-offs. They're incentivized to progress up their level because they just write it off as a tax donation. Imagine funding trafficking inside hotels, and these people are allowed to write it off their taxes. So that's how the IRS is fully implicated, you guys. The IRS couldn't be more up to their neck and ears. Yeah, Jen, I mean, we're doing videos. We're literally trying to send out smoke signals and literally. I've been tagging TikTok constantly on Twitter about Jess accounts and they've not replied once. Yeah, that's how they act, you guys. Like they're so high and mighty and we're just such like peons at the bottom of the barrel. That's right, Osawosa. You're not scaring anybody. Y'all are the ones that are running scared and desperate, and it's giving really that. It's giving a lot of desperation from Osa, you guys, a lot of, unhinged tactics coming up because they cannot defend themselves on the facts and the merits. They can only literally make it about us having a problem. We're the ones with the problem because we had a problem being trafficked, and we have a problem that kids are still being trafficked as we speak. Imagine that. Charles Manson's quote Scientology as well on the record. Look that up. Exactly. Everyone can look up how much of that is there, you guys. Liz, yeah, my mom is still standing up for Scientology. Literally a month ago, she knows the abuses are real and she just that decided that Scientology was more important. I mean, and it just breaks our heart, you guys, because again, it's like when children are born in the situation that Liz and I were born, it's like you internalize all of this neglect and all of this reckless, disgusting abuse because you think that you're never worth it. That's how they made us feel. Like you're not worth it. You're just our peon and become an adult already. Like carry your weight, get in exchange. Like they adulticize kids and they infantilize themselves. So if y'all really want to go and cradle and canoodle infantile adults and really save them, then by all means, sign up to be a volunteer babysitting of adults because they're not going to want to pay you for that. They're going to want to make sure that they get babysat for free. That's what the Scientology adults are literally giving as we speak. Nowhere to be found on the record, nowhere to be found to repudiate, to repent, to say I'm sorry, to say we really effed up FBI crimes against children unit. We really shouldn't have done that. No, they just want to double down, triple down. I mean, Liz's brother is no longer with us, and that mother's still supporting the people that literally sold her the pitches, that literally drove her own child to the desperation of that. And it wasn't only him, it was Benjamin Keogh Riley, Benjamin Presley. I forget his name. No, Benjamin Keogh Presley. Literally Lisa Marie's son, also not here. Literally Jenny Burpee, also not here. So many of these kids. Bernadette Nunn's son, also another Sea Org member woman that was literally my teacher in those hotels for another time, you guys. But plenty of examples of that. And again, it's like the only mode the Scientology parents have is let me double down, let me triple down. The government is all behind me to be an abuser. The government defends me and tells my kids that they deserved what in the hell happened to them. So we're pushing that on that ridiculous BS. Scientology adults are babies who treat their babies like adults. Make that make sense. I mean, if they can really make that make sense, like Martha just said in 2 lines, that's all it is. That's literally all it is. How about free Tibet? You cannot talk about that either. Yeah, because again, you guys, is the power of our voices that all of these disgusting, unhinged regimes, cartels, traffickers of minors don't want. Predators don't want to be told no. Predators don't want to be told, wait, hold up. Like, check yourself. No. Who in the hell do you think you are? We are TikTok. We're billions of dollars. We've literally set up shop here in the United States. And we really now have gotten all the kids to become in love with our disgusting app. And all of these Angelinos really want to work for us. We're really grabbing the top tier talent, the most intelligent people to work for us. And, you know, see everything that we do to minors on the back end, and they all play dumb and they all just go pick a paycheck. I mean, don't feel bad for the TikTok people, you guys. I mean, are they in a cult of their own? Probably, but they do get paid very well there, and they are all consenting adults. Last time we checked, they weren't bringing minors to be part of that disgusting place. TikTok. Oh yeah, TikTok. Just put a cutesy wootsy name, and then everybody gonna go with the granola thing. TikTok couldn't be where trafficking happens, right? TikTok couldn't be a platform where, you know, predators can ever target minors. So instead of backing up activists that are actually raising awareness on how predators can grab your kids and abuse them, y'all stand in the way. So by all means, go sit with Scientology. Literally go sit there. Scientology, the original data miners. Yeah, that's what they are, you guys. And TikTok is a data mining operation too. You are showing them what you like. You are showing them who you are. They collect that data. They collect that data. They collect that info. Now, Scientology is in a very tiny hotel this small. So they're not working on big data. They're working on this person, that person, that person. But all of these platforms have one thing in common. They are leveraging a network of users. That's what in the hell it's called. All of us are users. All of us are in the network. Everybody's getting perks. So again, all of the people that want to go, let's really go help everybody. Well, they don't want to be helped. They're getting a lot of benefits from being inside of that network, and good luck telling them to leave. Good luck. I mean, that's been tried and tried and tried. Nobody leaves from a cult because they get told to leave. You know, maybe they get to leave when things become evident and the facts are starting to get exposed, because everybody was all about Ghislaine and Jeffrey. Do you think Prince Andrew, you would have really typed a letter and said, oh, Prince Andrew, we really hope you the best. Why don't you stop going to dinner parties with Jeffrey and Ghislaine? And he's going to go, oh, what a great idea. Look how nice the people on the outside are to me. Let me really go out there and stop being part of a disgusting clique of disgusting degenerates, because I'm an adult and I didn't choose this to myself because I'm also a child. Is it really a surprise that TikTok, a communist app, would support Scientology? That's a question for you, leadership at TikTok. That's a very, very good question for you there. By all means, let us know. Is it a surprise? Is it a coincidence? It's all coincidences, right, guys? Everything is a coincidence. Everything that happens to us is supposed to be a coincidence, and we're supposed to be just the peons and the pawns that these people can just shit all over. And good luck getting heard. Good luck getting justice. You know, if you don't have $3 billion in the bank, nobody could give a literal F. As soon as a disgusting boat is mentioned, I feel sick. Think of the handpicked messengers running around in heels. Case in the house that was in that literal vessel, you guys. On the free winds, they had security guards at the door when we docked. They forced you to stay on it. You weren't on the approval list. Passports locked up. Robert E. Mangle, passports locked up. Attention, Robert E. Mangle, are you there? Or are you cashing a check? Should we check after you cash all your checks to ask you a shred of question, or are you going to act all scaredy cat that you're getting asked a shred of question? Because by all means, please advise why all passports, not only mine, not only all the kids that you already know, or you could call up Debbie Cook, ask Debbie Cook, Robert E. Mango, how many passports of minors were locked inside of your hotels? And then go tell the Department of Justice how systemic locking up of children's passport is a religiously protected activity because you did take it upon yourself to, put a disgusting cross on your hotel, and then all of a sudden locking up a passport is no longer a felony. And shout out to your law professors at whatever in the hell university, top tier Ivy League that you went to, that sit there, really patting themselves in the back for making you and giving you a certificate to really concoct a plan where all of a sudden all these shell corporations are exactly what in the hell you and your buddies know they are. And if you don't know, now you know. So before you really want to claim dumb and, I had no shred of a clue, and, Debbie Cook was a liar, and that's why we have her on a monthly payment program. So, we really are concerned about the amount of lies she wants to spew. So let's just pay her so she doesn't have to embarrass herself. They don't want to, they don't want somebody who knows what they are. I mean, the minute you know who they are, you guys, you couldn't become the most biggest ogre in the whole wide world. Literally, like, that's their MO. It's like, we couldn't be more of a horrific SP today as we waste more of our time as if we haven't already wasted an entire formative years stuck in this organization. As if these kids finally found one set of attorneys that would take on their case to make a case for kids and to put things on the record, things that even the TikTok leadership team cannot just say, well, everything is so alleged that we have not a shred of a clue. We didn't bring you Vanity Fair. We brought you all a lawsuit so y'all can really sit there while you sit in your literal toilet and read it. And don't come out of the toilet until you literally clean yourselves off of all your shit and finish reading that document, TikTok leadership. Please, by all means, do that. Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. Question: Scientology's tax-exempt status, which was gotten back by blackmailing the agents, which I believe is common knowledge, then why can it be revoked and it isn't it legal to begin with? Yeah, Bobits, but I mean, again, these people have propped up a racketeering scheme all under the guise that it all is extremely legal and whatever. And, it's not legal to run a racketeering scheme that traffics minors. And under this idea that because they say the word ecclesiastical, all of a sudden nothing counts, that's what's being questioned on the record today on this year 2024. And I mean, again, you guys, if we cannot make that point for ourselves, no one else of you can make it. You cannot say that passports were being confiscated because none of y'all were in that hotel. I mean, you're understanding that the truth corroborates itself. It's on a lawsuit. These attorneys, if they just went, what happened to you? Okay, let's just type, whatever the hell you say, nothing corroborating, no evidence provided. Do you think those attorneys filing civil lawsuits of that nature can just type whatever in the hell comes to their head, or their client just blabs, and then they just type? But, apparently that's what we're being made out to be, that we literally desperately calling for these things to be made a record of it. It's never been literally alleged in any actual lawsuit that this level of child trafficking ever took place, that these kids ended up locked up inside a floating ship Very a la Ghislaine and Jeffrey. Ghislaine and Jeffrey to an island. These people to a ship. Ghislaine and Jeffrey, I don't know if they were locking up the passports of the minors that they were grabbing for themselves in the island, but there was all manner of weird records. Oh, how many people are in this plane? Okay. Oh, yeah. So all of them do this kind of, horrible stuff, you guys. TikTok is working with Scientology, the cult. They are scamming people that Jessica got scammed out of $30K. She earned through her videos that were not even Scientology, you guys. These are her own videos when she was just making fun content for herself. Imagine that. She earned through her videos and they blocked her account, and now she's fighting to at least get her money back. I mean, literally, like, why is TikTok stealing? So by all means, TikTok leadership, tell us why you can just cancel anyone out a la Scientology and steal. Michael Pena is a Scientologist too. I was shocked learning that one. And there's a YouTube video of John Travolta on the Graham Norton show explaining silent births. It's so gross. I mean, again, you guys, there couldn't be more the literal poster childs of these scams. And again, all scams need this type of endorsement. Otherwise, they don't fly. Otherwise, they don't really magnetize people. And all these scammers knew that. And L. Ron Hubbard literally piloted that program. Serge, why doesn't the FBI get involved and ask people if they want to leave or feel like they're being held under their will? Alex, because again, no one owes adults that are implicating themselves in a situationship to come and save them. There's people in Skid Row drugging themselves to death. No one can come and literally prevent them from doing what they're doing to themselves as adults. And that's why this idea that all people need to be saved from something that they're getting benefits from is just a false pitch from people that don't understand, that pitch this as a cult, that once upon a time, everybody was just so, innocent and Bambi-eyed that they all decided that kids were adults in small bodies. And then all of a sudden, they're all in a 501c racketeering scheme from hell. So they're not going to come out on their own volition. And the FBI that refuses to connect a shred of dot is literally nowhere to be found in any type of criminal investigations, looking up what the records show and state. So thank you guys for all your comments. Let's continue posting our questions to TikTok's leadership. And we're going to continue to pull the string, TikTok leadership, because we did find out that you did reinstate the account of someone you completely blocked off when you got called to do a congressional hearing. So imagine that, you guys. We thought we only had to do a congressional hearing for Scientology. Well, now we have to do one for TikTok too. Now we have to do one for the LAPD too. Now we need to do one for the Clearwater Police too. Now we need to do one for the FBI too. Now we need to do one for the DOJ too. I mean, while we're at it, let's just do a congressional meeting for everything. As always, from the UK, supporting you and Michael, open to start a new movement in England. Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much. We're all part of this movement, you guys. This is our movement. Concerned Citizens for Kids. We can advocate on their behalf. They do need someone that actually calls out the corrupt, disgusting predators that are too pressed to be unmasked, that are too pressed curating their little granola looks. Let's really look at what Elizabeth Moss shows up with today to really convince all of America as she pitches whatever in the hell else she wants to pitch. So we got a lot more happening today, and this was what we had to start our morning with, because TikTok cannot help themselves. They're blocking my content. They're not blocking my account, you guys. I only have 7,000 followers there. I use it to dance. Literally, that's all I do in that platform. I mean, I uploaded a few things of Scientology and they always get, you're going to get a strike, really appeal this. I mean, yeah, every once in a while they approve an appeal. Every once in a while. But, most of the times they just like, nope, you now have a strike. Nope, we're now going to ban your account. Nope, you can't be with us. You can't sit with us. Well, some of us don't even want to sit with TikTok. That's the literal truth. And now that they're doing this, even worse. So let's see if they really change, you guys. Let's really do check that for ourselves. So thank you for joining this live. I will see you guys very soon. Bye.